podcast. Enjoy.
Hey people, this is Renee.
Bridget.
Alicia.
This is episode 68 of Same Book, Three Time Zones. So this is, let me see. So for the month of May, we read Bookmarked by Bella J. It was not like, because none of this stuff is like relatable to me, like freshly relatable, but it was kind of, I don't know. It was kind of healing in the sense of I didn't lose much, you know. Like this relationship, that was really something worth like everything that was in this book. I was like, oh shoot. This is our second time. I remember reading Bella J for a Christmas story before, which
Yeah,
I
we
remember that
did.
being really, really
We
good.
did.
And she always has some type of twist or some type of turn or some type of like theme that goes with a book theme. Well, from what we've read, just the two books we've read, like it always has something to do with someone who loves books, someone who's writing books. Really cute. So this story
Brooke,
follows
baby.
Brooklyn Books, baby, right? At first,
Brooks,
I was like, "What the freak does that mean?" But we found out.
right,
I
right.
was like, "What kind of name?" And then Juice Box, who was
Juice.
Elgin. Again, I was like, "What the heck is what kind of nickname is?" But they had meaning, so it was kind of funny because that was like a them thing, which I always love.
Right. So the way it started out, I was like, okay, all right, okay. But then when I found out that they were happily married, I don't want to use the word happy because
Happily.
they had been together for what, 10
15 years.
years,
15 years.
15 years, which was so, Bella, I didn't like that they had to split up, still loving each other, still sexing each other up, and, let me split up and find myself.
You can
Girl, go,
in the relationship.
go
What are
on a
you talking about?
retreat or something.
Yes.
No, listen.
Something.
Okay, no, I don't agree with the divorce part. Like, I don't think they should have gotten a divorce.
That was
I
so final.
I know. Like, I feel like the separation just to get the space that she needed, because her headspace, understanding that this woman had no identity outside of him and that she would be depressed and she would be all of these things when he was not around, that's not healthy. That's not good. And I do feel like she needed to know herself outside of him and have her identity outside of him. So when they are apart, she still feels like a whole person. Because when you're like, feel like you're lacking because your partner is somewhere else, like you won't, I agreed with her wanting to love herself first,
Yeah,
which
me
she should
too.
have done before. But in a sense, she did state her mistake in coming out of what the childhood she had and not feeling that and trying to get validation and love in other ways because her mom made her feel a certain way compared to her sister. And then she goes into like, oh, now I'm attaching myself to someone else for that same validation instead of finding it within herself. I agree with her finding herself. I was opposed to the divorce because, like you said,
Definitely.
that's so final. Y'all
So
want to be with
final.
each other. You know you're gonna, all of that things. I feel like the space could have still been provided.
Right,
She did need to
right.
let her go move to, for a little bit, and because I feel like they will withstand all of that.
Yeah.
But this is the story we got. So this, so we gonna go for what we got. Okay, so the freak man, like 'cause everybody is still so close to each other, which is like because it wasn't like you said, it wasn't a bad marriage. It was just her, her own personal thing. But
Right.
this whole her leaving a note uh, on the
So tragic.
table to tell him something that she, I guess, was learning over the past months that she didn't share with him. I don't know. I just like you do have mixed feelings about like her not telling him.
I
If
mean, you
he's
know what's better than well, if you couldn't do it face to face,
a
do it
video.
over the phone.
Yeah.
You can do it over the phone.
I mean, like he did. They was right outside he was outside.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like she admitted she took the coward's way out. I feel like she said that because she did. So this story starts off as them like we know that there is a pending divorce. It's almost done. And that she is married to this. He wasn't when they met. He wasn't. This wasn't even his trajectory when they met. But he's now like this famous actor. To her defense, she is living kind of in his shadow, like she did with her sister when she was a kid. The first thing I kind of remember is like her having a conversation with her sister-in-law. Is that what was happening?
Yeah. No, I thought it was the first thing was, oh yeah, that was because I remember her conversation with her sister, and her sister was telling her not to
Hmm.
do the
Yeah, she was with her sister-in-law, and she was supposed to be meeting with Juice at a restaurant.
yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when we kind of met him and we saw how much this man adored this woman. We're like, I'm sure like y'all, like, okay, so what's the problem? Because we all thinking like a divorce. So what is the issue? Like, what's wrong with them?
I still feel that way. Like I still don't understand how she could just want a divorce from him. I get
Yeah,
that you want to find yourself. You don't have to divorce him to find yourself. I
yeah,
get that you want to love yourself. You don't have to leave your marriage to love yourself.
I think
Like,
that's very true.
and with a person like him,
Yeah.
you that like I just didn't
So
understand at
fine.
But
all.
see, but see, she can do it with a person like him because of how understanding and loving that he is.
Exactly. He's someone you can talk to and you
Like
just not gonna talk to him. Girl, give me him. You don't know what you're doing. Like,
he
Right.
seems like a safe space, and he seems like so. I'm just like,
but he
why
ain't gonna
she
want me.
couldn't just
So, you know.
why she could just
He won't.
tell him and talk to him. If that's your person, I feel like you could have been able to be open and just talk about that, and all of this would have been avoided. But then we wouldn't have a book to read to talk about. So whatever. Um,
I would have read that. What are you talking about?
Right. So what? I would
we
have read
wouldn't
that
have this
too.
part to argue about.
No, because man, that's
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so he proposed that they have a divorce moon as they await like the final decree to be done for their divorce. And she agreed, but then she reneged. But he still showed up at her place, like, what you doing? No, we're still
I
going,
like that.
you know.
I like that.
Like I
He
don't
knew
care.
he knew she wanted to go
Yeah.
real deep down, but yeah, I understand why she didn't want to go. Because girl, what you know you're gonna go and
I
what?
know.
What you ain't gonna do nothing?
Like her
Get
family,
out of
the
here.
girls was telling her like, don't fall for it, don't, cause like don't. I guess it was to them, they were like, you're gonna make this harder on yourself because they were more accepting the fact that she wants to break away from him in order to get better.
I
Hmm.
do think I'm glad that she went because she was able to tell him some stuff that
Yes.
and more. I still don't understand to this day, but you know, it helped him, I think.
I just feel like at the end of that, they could have been like, all right, let's just put a pin, let's just pause
Exactly.
us doing things together and then do stuff separately. Like, you know what? We had this conversation. I now understand where you're coming from, and we were honest with each other. We can just like put that bookmark there. Okay. We ain't gotta get divorced. Just put the because why? Because then when you come back to each other, there's a wedding renewal, there's a vow renewal instead of having to like, because what? Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. So, like she said, this was not the typical romance story. She said.
It was not.
She said, I mean, it was all the stuff, but it was like y'all still got divorced.
She
But
gonna come in, when before they even went, and I guess when she was saying, yeah, she gonna go, talking about, I'm only gonna go if you can promise me some booty rubs. Why would you say something like that?
that's why I was like, are you even taking this serious? Like
Stop.
they knew, like first of all, the no sex thing that was gonna happen. Like she was playing with herself.
Right.
Oh my gosh, if this man wasn't the most like thoughtful freaking person on the planet, who? So
And
I had to it had to click a couple times. I didn't catch. I don't know why, but so he lives in Cali. She lives in Florida. I didn't really think about that when it first happened because he was there, but they live on separate sides of the country now because she just like picked up and left him and got one of their houses that they owned. And his whole trip that he planned out for their divorce moon. I mean, he kept saying he was not trying to convince her to change her mind, but I'm like,
Yes, you
sir,
were.
sir.
uh,
Because
As he should.
I sure would have. Okay, I would have changed my mind in a heartbeat. I'm
first
like,
day, I wouldn't even wanted to divorce him to
true,
begin with. But
true.
let's just say I did. Ain't no way I would have. Man,
Yeah.
you listen
After that.
this much,
Uh,
like you look, you more obsessed with me than I am with you. Like I
Mm,
that
when
was
he
her
said
thing.
this, I'm like,
that's so sweet.
She was like, I wanted to love myself the way you love me, see myself the way you see me, which is a very serious thing for people who are insecure about who they are and like the only goodness they see in them is from what someone else sees in them. and she wanted to see that for herself, which I get. So let's just talk about how he did this thing. So he had them go to the secluded, like, it's not secluded, but like just a small town.
I think he chose it because he chose a small place that wouldn't know him, and I think
Hmm.
he chose it for her because he knows how private she is, and and I just love him. But wasn't the first gift one of her favorite books?
It
It
was
was
the
like the
book.
only
Yeah.
gift, just
Yeah.
over and over and over, which was just the sweetest thing ever. Like,
Sweetest thing.
she reads a lot. She has a podcast that we learned she started because it was a way to distract herself for when he wasn't around because he was doing like his movies and shows and stuff. And yeah, she, I guess, annotated it with different colors and stuff. So he kind of like learned or really, what the colors were. And he would bookmark with these like custom made bookmarks to be like what they were going to do for that time that matched whatever the characters were doing in the book.
So
I'm
thoughtful.
Yeah,
sold.
good
Like,
for real. Oh
I'm
my
sold.
goodness.
You,
So,
you got to find you a nerd. Y'all got to find y'all some nerds. I
Okay.
think that's the thing. Y'all
no,
ain't
it's
never
not.
had one, huh?
That ain't it. I had a
It
nerd.
ain't.
No. And he turned out to be a damn demon behind him. No. No. My nerd was a freaking monster. So no. I think I need to find, I don't know what it is, but it ain't a nerd.
He said no.
Maybe
Not
maybe
a
that's it.
demon.
No, but like, yeah, that was the most attentive thing that he could have done. Is like, and it's something that she loves. I
Right.
mean, she's called Books, obviously, because he had to say Brooks, but it still goes with who she is. Because she's
Mhm.
always reading in the book, the character, whatever the main character. I remember his name was Emmett. I can't remember what the girl name was. But it was a lake house that the character took her to. So this fool got them a lake house for their vacation.
So beautiful.
And it was so funny because when he brought their stuff in, they were all set up in one room. She's like, "Where you sleeping at?" It's like, we ain't divorced yet. Um, but mind you, like they were apart for like a few months by this
Yeah,
time because they haven't seen each other
yeah.
since she left him. And I mean, I guess she thinks she's expecting one thing, but come on, you know your husband.
Right, and she know herself. All it takes is one touch. You haven't had none for a while. It can just touch me on the head. Just kiss me on the forehead. That's it.
He just
It's
tapped the
over.
elbow. It's on, right? Uh, but like, yeah, my head is
My
everywhere.
girl didn't do it that she didn't give it up that night. She told him to stay over there.
She did. She
Whatever,
did.
He
because
was
she
like,
was.
ready for them booty rubs? She was like, no, I'm good. Stay over
She really tried to say to her. She tried, but girl, please, because everybody was saying the sex was going to confuse her, make her change her mind, and we're going to make the breakup even worse when you get back home, since y'all were already being kind of like separated.
there.
That went right out the window. Day two, because
Yeah.
yeah, he had the house stock. I just remember that. You don't remember the guy's name who had got all the stuff, but he had his stock with all her favorite foods and snacks
Oh,
and everything. The
yes.
Swedish fish, you know. Um,
Yeah, those are nasty, but
those
they
are
they
disgusting. But that was like, I can't with this guy. He catered to her. But they did sweet things together, and I really loved when she introduced like the game, which was like the five questions that they had to ask each other
Oh
like throughout
yeah.
the thing. I thought that was really sweet. And I'm like, you know what? People should do that. I think that was pretty cool. A cool way to do that. And stupid questions came out, but serious questions too.
Yeah.
'Cause I never remember him asking her why she don't like to eat meatballs or something. Like, I was like, what?
he was so funny, man.
He was. And it's like, even when he would joke about stuff, he'll like come back with like the real answer. Because I remember she said, like, what's a question? I mean, one word you would describe me as. He said something. What was it, corny? He said something.
Did he call her what is it called when you short? Did he say something
Oh,
about?
Yeah, he did call her vertically challenged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't find that no. That's a personal attack. Um, but yeah, I mean, he's like what, 6'1".
It's not a podcast. You do love to read.
Shut up. I'm remembering the breakfast that is that what she gave in? Because it didn't take much. It was like they had spent one night together. Then the next day it was on. But
They kissed. They kissed. I think it was the kiss, probably in the kitchen. Yeah, I think
she did kiss him because she was talking on the phone to somebody about how
one of them sisters.
yeah
Yeah, she was like, "Did we kiss?" She was like, "If I would have kissed him, I would have bust my legs." Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Yep.
It was like, you know what, you only live once, I guess. But with this guy, please, it's gonna be the rest of your life. But
Right.
anyway, just the gist of this book was just learning the person that you're actually married to.
And you
Um,
can't really learn the person totally if they don't open up to you. And that
right,
was the thing. That's what he
right,
said, how could she just end us like that? And that's what hurt him the most because she was holding all of that in. Just let him in.
yeah.
Open up.
I'm
Spill the
I'm
beans.
positive he would have stopped everything. He would have stopped the world in
Yeah.
order to be there for her and make sure she was good and make sure she needed to, have all the support she needed without this divorce. But it was like these things were just their circumstances at that time and they were just gonna go through with it and it was just bad because even when he talked to his dad at some point, it was like after Mother's Day, so I guess they've been there a few days. But his dad commended her for choosing herself over her husband.
The
Um,
daddy didn't like it either, but I mean, he understood, I
he was
guess.
trying to like, yeah, he was saying, because I guess most women wouldn't even do that much. Like they'll sit in silence and then they'll probably resent you, and not really understanding where their real anger coming from. And she it seemed like she wasn't against therapy, but she didn't seem that open to it at first. And I know when he did suggest that they go to couples therapy, but she was being honest, like it wasn't a couple thing. It wasn't a couple issue.
Yeah.
It was a her thing.
She
Um,
could have went to therapy, still stay married.
mm,
Right, just keep
absolutely.
going, girl. Who is the
Absolutely.
therapist? Who did the therapist make her do it or what?
They need their license revoked. I don't think the therapist told her to divorce her husband. She just probably suggested that that codependence thing that you have is pretty serious. And
Then we need to blame the therapist then.
no, we
That's what it seems to saying.
no, we don't. It was her decision. And it's almost like she made a decision, she stuck with it no matter what, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
But then
Oh,
everybody else
oh.
started doing it. Huh?
Even when she realized it wasn't a good idea, she still went through with it. But I mean, it's a good idea for her. It's gonna work for her, and because of the man she do have, he gonna wait.
Right. And she kept saying, it's like, I don't want to hold you back. I don't want you to wait for me. I don't want to, but I'm like, but you do.
And she do, yes.
Like,
You better not be sleeping with nobody else.
right, like stop saying that. Like you like divorcing him is supposed to let him go free. And I give people, they say that, but it's like neither one of you, because of the love that y'all have, y'all not going to be with anybody else. You're not even gonna date other people. As he has said many occasions, they gonna end up dead and missing, even for being in your DMs. They about to. I just feel like this whole story was like a really good way for two characters to have a conversation they should have had to avoid the place that they were at.
Yeah,
But they just had to, it's like, but they still follow through on the decision to be divorced. And I think that each day, it was like a little more peeled off, like a little more layers peeled off, like him learning her more, him understanding why she's doing this, her opening up and being honest about her kind of stupidity, and making certain decisions without really talking to him. But they had some really good sex. I mean,
Yeah,
I,
that
real
was the
good.
kind of thing that would make a girl be like, you know what? I changed my mind.
Not this girl, because she ran. She still left. Who are you, girl? Who are you?
she said it several times how her, down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
did not want this at all.
Yeah.
I,
Yo, okay. What about one of them dates where they went to the bookstore? There was supposed to be a bookstore.
my goodness, that is a good business though. You got the
It's like, what?
you, you got
You gotta have that in a city. What you doing in the little?
you got drinks.
It's a
You,
bar, downstairs is a dungeon, and in the
you,
middle is a bookstore.
you one
um,
stop shop. You going to
mhm. And they both ended up buying something by surprise.
oh
Um, yeah,
my
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. I'm like, dang, y'all yeah. Okay. Top scenes. 10 out of 10.
Girl, who you telling?
Yeah.
But it's funny, but it was like every time they had after some point when he started being more honest about his anger and his disappointment with her decision, like every time he'll open. So this is what would irritate me though, because she'd like ask a question, open up a conversation to something, but he'd respond in a natural way, and sometimes he'll respond in a way to try to protect her, but she'd always kind of get mad at how he answered her question. And I know it happened after that when they were doing the pottery, when they were making that.
Hmm.
I mean, he was being honest. And I
Right.
feel
That's what you
like,
want.
why are you getting upset with him? Because first you're like upset because you don't think he's being completely honest. If it's okay to say this, it's okay to say that, even though he's trying to like not go there. But then when he go there, then you're also like upset about how he feels. It's like you have after doing what you did, you have to let him have all the disappointment, all the irritation, the anger, because it doesn't make sense to a person who's not in your shoes.
He did real good, I think, with his questions, especially like that one, because like he could have really let her have it. Like, girl, you put us here in this situation. I don't want us to be apart. I don't want you to go here and I go there.
Yeah.
No. Well, he was so respectful and
Mm.
I don't know,
Mm.
just she lucky that he didn't let it all spill out like I'm sure he could have.
Yeah. But that's the type of love that he has for her. Like, and it's funny, like when she was, when they were at the beach, she got mad at another one of his like responses. And he was like, "You hungry?" She's like, "No." And
Yeah.
I love that. I want that.
he got her some food anyway. He's sitting there eating and she just trying to act all like, and then her stomach was just, but you're not hungry. You mad. You mad to be in your feelings.
She apologized and he was like, apologize to your stomach.
Right?
Right.
Over there trying to be hard.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, we tried.
Um,
And she was.
yeah. It's like they had all of these things that worked for it, and it was just heartbreaking to see that yeah. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't like malicious. It wasn't nobody cheated. It wasn't nobody heartbroken. It wasn't like that, but it just gave, I
But
guess,
then that would made it that if it was, then I could accept it better for something than this to me.
It was hard for me for sure because I'm just
right.
he is perfect. Like I just don't understand you, but I do understand how she's feeling because it's like your mom's like this. You don't have a good relationship with your oldest sister, and it's yeah, and you
Right.
yes,
It's like
it
you in this difficult middle situation
yeah,
where
I get it.
it's like I don't get you, but I get you.
Yeah,
Mad at you, but I understand what you're doing, but I don't. 'Cause why are you
yeah,
doing it?
Right.
It's
yeah,
like it's like I feel
Oh,
like him. Like I'm pissed. Like why are you doing this? It could be different, but I know you're doing it for you. This is how it makes sense to you, and I have to trust it. But. But I just want to strangle you. No, just shake
yeah.
her.
yes, Shaker.
But they have an amazing divorce moon. They really learned what they needed to in order to. It's not really. I mean, yes, you're gonna heal, but at the same time, I think it just gave us a little bit of breathing room to know that they don't want their relationship to actually be done forever. It's just like, um, it's a separation. And it's not to better like their relationship per se, but just to better herself so that she can be a complete person in a relationship. Because I've learned from like, pastors saying how you're not supposed to have a better half because you're not half of a person. It's like you're a whole person who has your own aspirations, have your own everything, but together y'all make this team and y'all become one. She didn't feel like she was that. So she didn't feel like she could really even be everything that she wanted to be for him because she didn't feel like a whole person. Like she just was there. And like she said, she was like a puppy following him around. Like he fed a puppy and then she just followed him around everywhere because that's where she gets, something from instead of like being content in her own skin. So it upsets me that I understand her, but it upsets me that she hurts him because he didn't deserve that.
No,
Um, but
not at all.
they come to the end of their, I mean, it was a lot. They had a lot of good sex. They had a lot of conversations and arguments and healing and going back and forth. He was really quick to forgive when he understood where she came from. He didn't hold anything like against her, even though he didn't agree. You know what I mean? Like I think like he is really an outstanding person. And once she knows and finds who she is, I feel like they're gonna have like such a much more amazing life. He helps her find her love again for Spanish and living abroad.
She could have did that and still
Stop
been married.
it.
I'm thinking that, but I was letting her have the moment.
Like
Go
he was
ahead.
helping her like even remember because but see, so in their relationship and their marriage or whatever, like she kind of lost herself in just him and what he had to do and stuff that she even forgot about that. And he was like, yeah, because they had a lot of reminiscing and how they first met and everything, and that brought that back for her, and I loved that last night when he had brought them to the boat and he had them both write a letter to each other to
Yeah.
read after everything was final. See, that's a man who learns from what you love and then incorporates that into like that. Oh,
Yeah. Oh
he's
my
freaking
goodness.
awesome.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
freaking awesome.
Yes. 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 I just love.
They only they only in books.
I'm gonna find my juice box. And
Let
look,
me
I
tell you, no,
ain't gonna
he
leave
gonna
him
find me.
because I ain't gonna leave him because I don't love myself. I'm gonna let him
Because
love myself in there.
a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. He has to find me.
Yes, come on,
Like
juice box.
my hand is
Yes.
spiritually raised, and the Lord knows it. So he gonna find me some kind of whenever. Um, but yeah, their divorce moon was over, and they came back home, and it was like everything started to settle in. Like, okay, this is gonna be real because he's famous. Of course, it's gonna be on the blogs, and they've been trying to protect their privacy as much as they could, and they did. I think they, like you said,
They did a really good job.
yeah, they
Yeah.
did really good.
Did y'all think she was pregnant when she was throwing up?
I
I
did.
did.
I was like, okay, well, look,
Divorce over.
to me, but I'm glad they about to be together.
That is not right. I thought she was
That's what I
pregnant.
thought she was mad and was finna tell him, we're divorced and I'm pregnant. Well, I'm like, where's that part at? Nowhere.
Mm.
Yeah, it's because she had found out it was official, and I'm like, that made her sick to her stomach. And then because he had got her this last gift, which was like their
Oh
story in the
my
book.
God, their story in the book. He is perfect. Oh my God, I love him. And I get her because she loved him so much. It made her sick. It made her vomit just to know that she. And I'm like, if you doing all that, then you should know. Then you know that this ain't the thing to do.
Ain't the move.
Right.
Yeah.
Your body is telling you.
Yes.
Oh, but yeah, dog. They did it. They had to get it in one more again, I guess, at the house. And then he finally left. I mean, not really. He was outside when they had to have their final talk. But it was so bad.
Yeah, it was cute and bad at the same time.
I know, right, right. It was just like, why are you, Bella J? Like, why are you doing this to us? Um,
We are used to reading romance, and yes, you did say it wasn't a romance, but dang,
she got us, man. But you know how you be having hope, like maybe it's a little, at the end. Nope. It was like done, done.
And then when she made that remark with the man, the man did everything for her. The Hugo, her driver, whatever their business is, found her a place to live in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
The food, the house furnished, everything was settled. And then she was saying how fine he was looking at his butt. I was like, girl,
I'm a
don't play with
pop
Don't play
me.
with
you,
me.
right?
Right?
Do
And
not play with
he
me.
knew her too, because he was like, "You see me? Don't be looking at them." I'm like, "Dang, he
Hmm.
he know
But
her."
yeah, it's like she left, like she took that and she left because at this point it was like 6 months later, which is kind of cool because like I think what 10 weeks later is when he read the letter. Both
Hmm.
of their letters were really good. Like I was like, oh, okay, well, it's
I
not the end.
screenshotted his words. I want to read it to y'all.
Did you really?
Yes, he say, "You'll always have quick access to my heart, books, baby. You'll always be the one I want to return to, and who can return to me. You'll always be my favorite. You are my bookmark." I was like,
Like,
"Oh my god."
yeah, he kept hashtagging bookmark to her, and I was like, yeah.
Oh, just cheesing. I was cheesing reading his.
I know his was like hers was like okay because it kind of like because she started all this she caused all this I'm like but it's in hers it was like I'm not choosing anybody else like it's gonna be you I'm just trying to find me but it's gonna be you like that's it so I'm like that's all I need to know because he's sold but oh I hate them apart I really do I hate that they're trying to like oh we gotta let her go and then no, but it is what it is. And I am just, okay with the ending the way it is because I know that they're going to, because even he said he's going to also grow as a man as they're apart so that they can come both to each other as their 2.0 versions and they'll be better, you know, for
Yeah.
each other. Yeah, it was like sad.
Yeah, I cried for
It
him
was
because I was like, "Why are
sad.
you doing him like that?" That just made me sad. But I'm happy that yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Look,
y'all
that's
read
what he
the
wants.
end?
Huh?
Yeah, when
Did
she
y'all read?
said that this is complete and her
Yeah.
her remarks,
Yeah.
I did. I
Yeah.
read
Did
that.
y'all read the PS?
Mm-hmm.
No.
PS. I'm supposed to tell y'all that Juice is Sky Moon's man.
Oh, yeah.
Please take all claims up with her.
Who I thought Scott Moon was just one of her beater what is it called?
Scott Moon
Readers.
is another author.
Oh, is
Oh
it?
dang.
Yes, a lot of people. Okay, so I'm sorry.
Oh,
So a
that's
lot of
dope.
people. It was. So this was so cute to me because in the post when they had like she had the pictures of the post. A lot of like the comments were made by actual authors. Um,
Okay.
yeah, like because I had zoomed in it because I know like a lot of them I follow a lot of them whatever, but like a lot of them were made by authors. So like a lot of authors are friends and they like so it was. I thought that was so cute. Um.
Girl, I thought she was saying that he with somebody else.
No, I didn't think that. I thought it was one of her
No.
readers. I thought it
That's
was the
what I
me.
thought.
No,
I was,
no,
and then I
no,
got
no.
mad all over again. I was like, man, you done lost them. I was so mad.
No, 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 no. So yeah, that was it was
Okay.
like it was how can I say it? It's like those just the realistic moments in life. Like life can just be stupid sometimes. And that's what this felt like. It's like a realistic like things be hard sometimes for no reason or miscommunications or things just happen and you just have to deal with what you got. Like that's what this was. Because even as readers, we just had to deal with the fact that they get divorced. It was nothing we could do about it. Just had to go for it. It just try to enjoy them while we could, while they could. But in the end, it was still like I just like that she gave us hope, and we know that they're still gonna have a great love story. Like you said, what did she say? She said in the end, her last shoot to him was like, "See you in the sequel" or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we won't because there is no sequel.
we can imagine. I just want to know how long it's gonna take.
Right.
That's
Because you done set up a whole life over there,
like
girl.
you done moved over to another country and this is in 6 months. I think she said she didn't tell nobody, right?
Why
But
she didn't tell nobody but her parents? And that was
oh,
even
okay, okay.
that was
Um,
even more.
yeah. And he was surprised, like, oh, all right. He is one supportive man and yeah. Yep.
Mm.
That's all I can say.
That's
Oh,
all I can say too.
he's amazing. He's all the right things. I found no flaws. I found nothing wrong with the man. He was mad at himself for not seeing it because he was talking to his dad about that. Like, I failed as a husband. Like, how did I miss this? And he was like, sir, you can't see stuff that people don't show you.
That's it.
They really want it to be hidden. Like, you can't blame yourself for that, man. And I feel him because, yeah, I can because that's how I feel. I should have seen it if I know her as much as I say I do.
Right.
But she was
But
good at, hiding it and putting it on the front.
every we what the daddy said, everybody got secrets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody got secrets.
Okay, so I ain't gonna do favorite characters because I mean no. But what about a favorite
Yeah.
part? What was like your most memorable part of the story?
I guess well, just the part that came to mind was when they had got back from the mooncade thing or whatever, and they woke up the next morning and she just knew he was in the bed and he was downstairs and it's just like a what's that movie called? Woman, something woman
What?
with
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
You know, when he came back to get her with the limo. It
Mm-hmm.
was like that kind of moment for me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
It was for me. What keeps popping back to me is that what we just talked about was the dad's conversation with Juice Spots, because when he felt like a failure because of not knowing that his wife was not feeling whole, and his dad telling him that don't feel like that because she hid that from you. Like, yeah, so that part,
Mm. She took it.
because yeah, I
Like
just love him. Oh,
no, it's like you took it. Like that was my
oh, I'm
like
sorry.
no,
That's
it's good. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. No, because it was like for me, for a man to have a father to go to talk about his relationship or something that he feels and he gets to get inspiration, motivation. He gets to get like the real, he gets to like talk like dad, like dude, like and be vulnerable, and your dad can talk to you and have this conversation, and like I feel like to me, because I haven't seen a man be able to do that like
Yeah.
in my life,
Mm.
like either the father's absent, the father doesn't care, the father is doing whatever, but it's like nobody was able to be like an actual because men need men to talk to
They
about
do.
these type of things. They need like successful examples of marriages and men to mentor them so that they can be able to get through those mental things because when they don't, like it ain't pretty, you know. Um and that part was like my heart because my desire, like for my husband, future husband, is for him to have people in his life that are like really a village of his support, that he can
Mm. Hmm.
come to when he can't come to me, or if it's something about me that he needs help with, that he can go to somebody and actually get filled and understand what it is that he was missing. And I'm
Hmm.
like, man, I love that. Y'all don't
I
even
love that
know.
part. Like, you mentioned him going to his dad earlier in this podcast, and you didn't mention my favorite part, and I'm just like, but then you mentioned it at the end. I was like, yeah, that was my
Girl,
part, because it's
like,
just like, not only did you get good advice, he was like, man, and I'm busy. Why you bothering me? Like, it was
yeah,
just
that part,
like
yeah.
this. I'm gonna give
Having a
you
good relationship.
amazing advice. I'm gonna have you laughing.
Call
And
him ugly.
yeah. And he like, you look just like me. The ugly part. I was like,
You get the ugly part from your mama. That's it.
yeah. I just I love
Oh,
that part.
yes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just yeah.
That was,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever, like, because it's like women, like, because we're more so, like, a lot of us are, like, open and we can talk to, like, we have our friends, whatever. But when men be having, like, real stuff, they just be shutting down a lot of times, or they don't have the right people to talk to, or knowing that they have a safe space of, where they can be vulnerable
Hmm.
themselves and get sound advice. Not just somebody popping off or saying something stupid, like actual like wisdom. It's you know, that part did it for me. I absolutely love that. I don't know if y'all gave it 5 stars because of the way it had your hearts feeling. I don't know
Right.
how you
No,
felt.
I
Like,
haven't put my review out there yet. I mean, it was still a good.
we
I
can't hear
just
you,
didn't
Felicia.
care for. I didn't care for the ending. It was still a good read. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's just that we wasn't on the same page with that separation. A
Yeah.
divorce thing. But
Yeah.
yeah.
The reason why I gave it 5 stars is because she got all my emotions. She made me angry. So it's
For
like
real.
Right, girl.
Yeah.
it wasn't like I couldn't, like, I was reading it mad. It wasn't like I was reading it and I didn't want to read it no more. Like, I still want to read it as mad as I was, because I'm just like, so is she really going to go through with it? Like, okay,
No.
is she pregnant? Okay, so it's
Right,
like,
you trying to find her some outs about like how
Yes. She was looking for that hope. Them little pieces of hope was showing, and then no, and then another piece, then no, girl.
like, you got all this, girl.
she
So
got
yeah,
us. She had us like I don't care what you
yeah,
said in the
in a
beginning.
chokehold. Yeah,
I know you told me, but that don't make just like with him or her. I know you told me, but listen. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
What about you?
Yeah.
Did you give what rating did you give it, Ashley?
I did 5.
Okay.
Like I did 5 because I feel like for what it was supposed to do, it did what it was supposed to do, and it was what
Yeah.
it it did. And like the fact that like I love all the little bookmarked, and this is us like him taking something that she loves and incorporating it into their relationship. Like that's all. Like that did it, like all of it just I'm just thinking about all the dates. I mean, every time it was a different custom bookmark that matched whatever type of date or whatever type of like
Yeah.
thing they were gonna do. Like it was yes. She made him so lovable that I couldn't do nothing but give her a 5 because she wrote it very well.
Yeah.
And yeah, no matter how mad I was, every part I freaking loved when they argued, when they made up, when they were, doing the thing, when they was like talking to other people, trying to convince herself that she, all of it. We was in there. We was,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'm mad still, but I'm still hopeful. And I
Yeah.
trust that they are bookmarked and they on a sequel.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that better be the last goddamn book. We
No,
ain't having
because
no more bookmarks.
she not with Hugo. She might be with
She ain't gonna
Hugo,
be with
girl.
no Hugo.
No, no, he fine.
Girl, no.
You see him flip that camera around and say hi, look.
No one that well, stop that playing. Um, so yeah, I think what was the best thing to me with their relationship is their friendship.
Yeah.
Because they can laugh together and be silly and like the moments they're sitting there watching TV and just chilling, or he'll just like look at her. Like even when he was writing the letter, he's like he had paused for a minute just to look at her and like,
Oh my God. Yes.
oh, just yeah, so yeah. Um, yeah, that was good. It was unexpected because again, I like to come in not knowing nothing, and I was not expecting us to be reading about a divorce moan. Um,
Mm.
but she did a thing. I ain't gonna be mad at her. I was mad at her doing the book, but I ain't gonna be mad at her.
Mm.
So that was May's book of the month. That was bookmarked by Bella J. Yeah, that is it. That's all we got. We out.
All right, peace.